But Joe Rogan had a couple of Spotify employees apparently come and complain to the CEO that his episode was transphobic, because he had a lady come on and speak. I think it was a lady, right? I don't know. He had someone come on and they were speaking about how different children are they're like, I think they're autistic, and they get changed, their gender gets changed surgically, but then they grow up and regretting it because that's not what they really wanted at the time. Mm-hmm. And so he had that conversation with that person, and then it came out some employees were going to strike, and so they removed the episode.
Is that what you saw? I saw something different about this whole controversy.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
I saw that people were just getting really mad because he had too much freedom and they weren't allowed to do their job, basically, with all this. So they wanted to, like, do something about it, I guess. But this is a lot more interesting, so let's go on here.
Oh, yeah, no. That's the article I read. Okay. He had that person on, and they wanted to cancel that episode. And so they threatened to strike, and they called the CEO to talk about it. The CEO didn't cancel the episode. But,
of course, because it's Joe Rogan.
But, I mean, like, stuff like that. And even that's not even, to me, that's not even a symptom of anything with that exact story. Mm-hmm. Because Joe Rogan is having a conversation with a person who has seen certain things and has experienced certain things, and they're telling a story about it. Mm-hmm. He didn't say he hates trans people. They didn't say they hate trans people. Mm-hmm. Right? He's just, there's a certain story, and there's this big movement to for children to, what's the word? To go from male to female or female to male.
To switch over?
To switch, I don't know. There's the exact term. Anyways, there's
Transition?
Transition. There we go. Okay. There we go.
There's a lot of different words we can use here.
Are you a Harvard scholar?
MIT, but...
MIT.
Fucking community college.
Northwest Vista. So there's this big movement to transition children right now if they feel like they're of the wrong gender. Mm-hmm. And all Joe Rogan has come out and said is that's pretty insane because they're children. Children don't know what they want. I didn't know what fucking ice cream I liked when I was fucking 7. I liked them all. But, it's just for a child to come and tell you, I feel like a girl, for like a boy come and tell you, I feel like a girl when he's 5 or he's 6. I mean, you can treat, if you can treat him however he wants to be treated. He says, I want to be treated like a girl. Sure, that's cool. Nobody's saying don't do that. Mm-hmm. What Joe Rogan came out has publicly said and said over and over again is that it's kind of insane that you are transitioning your child at that age when their brain is not even fully developed. I've worked with kids. I know, I have worked with kids for a while and childcare, and I study psychology, I'm trying to be a school psychologist or, a podcaster, but if everybody wants to listen.
Or a rapper.
Whatever, whichever one comes first.
Why limit yourself?
Have dreams, people. Have dreams. But it's just wild. Like, you don't do something so permanent at such a young age is what I would agree with. But if that child wants to be, if you think that child has a preference of how they should be treated, like they want to be treated more like a girl, they like girl toys more, sure, go for it. Mm-hmm. Like, I have nothing against that. If he wants to be called she, okay, whatever. That would not bother me if that was my child. I'm like, all right, whatever, if you want. But I wouldn't try to do a permanent transition like that. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing that's ever been said by Joe Rogan. So for him to be labeled as transphobic, it's kind of unfair.
I just wonder what the employees at Spotify were like. What was it? Do you really think they were gonna be like, oh my god, how could I miss this? Mm. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna avoid his contract for like millions of dollars. Yeah. I'm gonna listen to you guys. Who's easier to replace? You think they're gonna replace Joe Rogan, the literal #1 podcast in the entire world, gets millions of views within days of posting any podcast, and it can be with the most no-name Harvard study professor ever, and it will get 5 million views in just a few days. Or are they gonna get rid of you, the person who works tech, has a college degree that hundreds of people, thousands of people have, in a time where people are looking for a job? You think this is the time to start complaining? You want to start striking? You know why people want that job right now during COVID? Are you crazy? Bro, you should be lucky to even have a job right now, and you want to start striking? Do you think you're the NBA?
You think you're the NBA?
What? And it's not even about a topic that matters.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Like, again, this goes back to like cancel culture. Are you bored? Did you hear the message wrong and assume otherwise? Were you assuming his opinion the way you thought he was assuming the gender? Like, what is it? I don't get why they thought this was a good idea. Did you think that your CEO was going to listen to you over the #1 podcast they have for their entire company? He makes them more money than they can make in their entire career there. And he thinks, they think, she thinks, whoever it was thinks that they're right in this argument. You think Joe Rogan's going to stop talking about what he talks about because some people at Spotify don't like it? I just don't get it. It's just so... Are you bored at work?
Probably. Maybe. I mean, Joe Rogan, the reason it came back up, though, because it was a few weeks ago that it happened, the reason he ended up responding.
Yeah. Which he doesn't usually do either. Like, he only responds when enough people are like, hey, you should probably respond to that last thing.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what? That's stupid. Enough to where if someone brings up on his, he'll even respond. My fault. He only responds when somebody on the podcast kind of asks him about it. Yeah. And he'll just he'll really brush it off because that's all Joe Rogan has no reason to be a part of any controversies.
Yeah.
He is literally living his best life right now. He has the biggest contract Spotify's ever done. He moved to Texas. He's living...
Shout out Texas. We live in Texas.
Living his best life in the best states in America.